How is everyone today? I am Janaga, and I just had like the most random string of technical difficulties, including but not limited to my Twitch channel just deciding not to load at all. Twitch was like, you don't need me. You don't need me to stream. Everything's fine. I'm like, I would really rather have you to stream. But we are back with Pokemon Yellow. I'm just doing some grinding. You like having me stream? I appreciate that, Orchard. I like having you on stream. I appreciate you being here and being somebody to talk to. It makes everything so much nicer. But I'm just doing some grinding for Tutu Bear here. I just wanted to take care of these last couple of trainers before I go on and try the Elite Four, which is the goal for today. Everybody on the team is at least level 36. That's kind of an arbitrary point to have decided to grind to. Level 38 high enough to beat them. We are sure going to hope so. I mean, we got a little bit more than that. Lemio is 46, Hodish is 40, Yas Queen is 49. So hopefully that will be enough. In Pokemon Red, I beat the Elite Four with like high 30s, low 40s. So I'm hoping that we can do that this time. Level 40 to 50 Elite Fours. Yeah, they are higher level in Gen 1. I'm pretty sure like high 50s, probably like 58 is what the champion's ace is at. Could be wrong. Not entirely sure I'm remembering that correctly. But yeah, it's just because like the AI in Gen 1 is so bad, you can usually get away with being much lower leveled and just stratting your way through them. Worst case scenario, I do have Titty, the level 90 something Mewtwo from Pokemon Red, on this copy of Yellow. So if I'm just going like a couple runs in and absolutely not making any progress, we can at the least throw Titty on the team and just sweep on through, but I really don't want to do that. But the goal for today is simply beat the Elite Four, catch Mewtwo. Them's the goals. Elite Four. This Dugong looks like it's giving a thumbs up with one of its fins. I love it. Alright, let's see how much a Thunderbolt from Lemieux will do. Less than I would have hoped, if I'm being completely honest. How much will Psychic do? I know it's not super effective. You know, I probably should have figured that. Like, after I hit the A button, I was like, well, Stab is only 1.5 and super effective is 2. Cloyster... Let's throw Tutu Bear out there. Let's see what he got. I do not expect to win the first go around. Do not expect a win the first go, but we're gonna try a couple of times before I slap Titty on the team. This because like I am beating. Oof. Oh, it's a crit. Of course. I am beating the Elite Four today. Like that, there's no question in that. That is the goal of the stream. So like the range of dealing that Pokemon have in this gen, like some sprites have almost no teal, and some like Cloyster are super deep. Yeah, it's strange what Pokemon they decided would be like, this Pokemon gets all the detail. Like look at Jinx's hair. Like it looks like it's shiny gold. Man, it'd be great if either of these moves were fighting type. But then you look at like Mew, and it's just like, yep, we got the outline and a couple of pixels for shading, and that's all it gets. Ooh, freaking tanking. Go ahead with a Mega Punch. Okay, that is Lorelei down. Okay. Now we got Bruno. I mean, probably just leave Mew. So I know that if I use Lemio, we can just Psychic the fighting types. But then he has two Onyxes, I believe, that Yas Queen can deal with. Yas Queen also got a new move while I was grinding. I can't remember what that move was. Oh no, JJ. JJ got a new move. What did JJ get? Swift. JJ got Swift. That's right. That's my counter cheese for when the enemy starts setting up double teams. Yeah, Surf would destroy the Onyxes. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, because I could just do Psychics on the fighting types. Switch out to use Surf on the rock types. I'm just trying to think of what I have for Agatha. Because the ghost types are poison types as well, like Psychic will also just be super effective against them. So ideally, the Mew can completely take down Agatha. Because she has like, yeah, she has 2 Gengars, I think she has a Haunter, and a Golbat, yeah. So the Mew can completely deal with that. So we're gonna try just Yas Queen. She truly is. Kind of like how Koga uses a lot of Pokemon with poison type moves, but not a lot of poison types. Anyway, stay hydrated, everybody. Leading with Onyx, you say? Well, don't mind if I do. I don't really have a super effective move. How much will Body Slam do? I know this has a chance to paralyze. Nice. X defend, you say? What if I don't care about your defense? Damn, dude is getting straight bullied. Look at that freaking leg. I don't know why. This happened on Sunday too. Like as soon as I started streaming, there just like became something in my throat hole where I feel the urge to cough every 5 seconds. Alright, and I'm a champ. We haven't even been hit yet. Let's see if that... that spray is freaking hilarious. Oh my god, I love it. That is so funny. He looks like he's dancing. You know what I just kind of realized? Oh, why though? Let's just go ahead with D. Maybe D can level up and evolve. Let's go ahead and fly. Fly should definitely be able to finish it. Okay, cool. Get the XP! No level ups though. What was I just talking about? Do not remember. I remember I was shitting on Machamp Slave, saying he looked like he was dancing. Alright, last Hyper Potion. Oh, I was just saying, I just kind of realized I don't really have a counter for Lance. For all the dragon types. I could have any non-legendary or mythical Pokemon IRL. What would I pick? I would really just want a Pokemon as a pet IRL. So I would probably have to go with an Eevee or a Sandshrew because those are my favorite Pokemon. I totally forgot to switch out to Lemieux before starting this. So let's see what we can do here. Oh, that didn't kill the substitute? That's a shame. But yeah, probably Eevee or Sandshrew. And I would say Sandshrew over Sandslash because I feel like Sandshrew just makes for a better pet. You know what I mean? Ah, don't hit yourself. Ah, the STALLS. I think substitutes... Oh, this ain't gonna go well for you if this hits. Dang it! I feel like the Squirtle would be fun because they're both relatively powerful and have good temperament and less likely to cause untold devastation. But you love the line. So you just want a big old Blastoise in your life? Ooh. Okay, not a whole lot for being super effective. We take those. Yeah, Cyndaquil is my favorite starter, but I think that having a fire hedgehog would not be beneficial to my living situation. Stop with this. You know, eventually you can't use substitutes anymore. Mega Drain. What a weird moveset. That Gengar was like super made for stalling. Blastoise would be awesome. I would name him Neptune and you would love him and he would be perfect. That's beautiful, truly. I love the idea of this giant war turtle with tanks on its back, and you just like walking up being like, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Just right under his neck. And then he does the thing where his foot just starts going. Downstairs neighbors are like, oh, Neptune is getting shin scritches again. We're doing good. Have him power wash my car during the summer. That would be pretty useful, not gonna lie. Then you don't gotta pay for going to the car wash. But no, sis. Woke up right away. You're using psychic. No! I'm still confused. Ugh. We're good. Now we got Lance. Who is the ideal... I kind of just boxed all of my TMs. Like, I didn't think about this until right now. I'm not even sure if I have Ice Beam. I could probably go to the department store and buy it if I lose. And I'm probably just gonna have to full send and see what happens. Like, I just truly don't think my team is capable of taking down Lance right now. Jola, maybe, but Lance, no. It is good coverage regardless. But let's see what happens. You know, maybe we'll win and use up all of our full restores and then have none for the final battle. How does the game sound, by the way? I didn't super get a chance to audio test because of my technical difficulties, so when everything kind of got up and running, I just wanted to stream. Game sounds fine, let's go. I should have probably been leading with Mew. Dragon Rage, guaranteed 40 damage, so that's fine. Double weak to Thunderbolts. Oh, does not kill. I'm gonna stay in most shock resistant Gyarados. I am 10 levels weaker to be fair. Let's just see how much raw damage we can do. That's not bad. I feel like now would be a good time to full restore. Because I doubt the Dragonair has much to do against me. Why did you Thunder Wave? I mean, I know why. It's because Gen 1 AI cheats. But why would you Thunder Wave? Hyper Beam? At least that did less than I was expecting. But geez, another Dragonair who's staying in. I believe in Limyo and the power of Mega Punch! If I'm going to be caught in the wrap, might as well paralyze you. Apparently wrap was done. Oh my god. Another full restore. Just give me the 3-shot. This is gonna be a 4-shot, isn't it? I'm going to let Lemieux go down. But why? How much will strength do? About the same. Good crit. No! Stop with this. Okay. We're doing better than I was expecting. An Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl do be fast. We're gonna try. Yeah, with the Thunderbolt. Aerodactyl do be fast. Yeah, or Surf. It do be a rock type. That shouldn't do too much. Still more than I would have liked. But less than I would have thought. Don't fly again. Okay. I was about to say, that's just a normal type attack. What do you mean? Oh my lord. Alright, Tutu Bear. You got this. And by you got this, I mean you're fully a sacrifice. I'm going with Lemieux. I just think it has better stats. I could be wrong. Use Fly. Use Fly. Oh. We can persevere. Don't crit. Oh, you would, wouldn't you? One more Mons. I'm gonna say no. And I'm gonna full restore. What is with those eyes? Oh my god, that's terrifying. It looks like it's like crying blood or something. That looks like something out of a super edgy ROM hack. Yeah, I was expecting Mew to have better stats. Yeah, we're not beating this Dragonite. It's all over. Okay. Alright, so let us see what TMs we got here. Oh, 14 is Blizzard. Let's get Blizzard. Okay. So now I guess the question is, where does Blizzard go? Who can learn it? I mean, obviously Mew can. And Yasqueen. I should have seen that coming. Worst case in Gen 1, you can use a rare candy as a makeshift revive. That is very true. That is very true. Because it'll give them 1 HP back. So Mew obviously just has the better stats, right? I feel like that's the end of the argument. Mew should just get Blizzard. Yeah, we are just gonna do that. I'm being very careful here that I don't hit the A button. Yeah, over Psychic. Make Mew a frosty boy. Oh, Mew is gonna be so frosty. He's gonna be the new mascot for Wendy's. I am going to fly somewhere to get Hyper Potions. Hyper Potion! Hooray! God, just don't have money! Like, am I really about to spend all of my money on Hyper Potions here? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Before we go in to Elite Four, we gotta energize a bit. Got myself yet another limited time G Fuel flavor, some Berry Bomb, the current limited time flavor. Does not taste like any berry in particular, but if I had to describe the taste, it would be berry. Okay, so we want Lemieux to start. Alright, I'm gonna save here. I'm not gonna save inside. I'm gonna give this a solid couple of tries and see if we can make this win. We can make this win happen. And if we can't, and we end up using all of our healing items, then I guess we're just gonna have to pop the titty out. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to bust out the Mewtwo. I just love that it's just giving the thumbs up. I really do. I know it's just supposed to be the fin out there, but it's a thumbs up. He's telling us good job. I'm gonna try to use Tutu Bear. Yeah, that is a lot of detail on the sprite. Slowly getting closer, he takes off his jacket, starts cracking his knuckles. He's just in the shadows. Oh my god. Bringing out Tutu Bear was such a mistake. Oh my goodness. That really did not go well. If the cloister had missed, we probably could have done something there. Maybe I should have tried to paralyze it first. I love the Slowbro sprite in this game. Like, he really looks shocked that his tail got bitten. That's an oh shit moment if I've ever seen it. I feel like reviving Tutu Bear honestly just isn't worth it. He is just bad. To be fair, so is everybody except for Yasqueen because they're so low leveled. I tried to grind, I really did. Everybody else was just so low. That being said, I am happy that I made the decision to grind off stream. Like, it would have taken forever to stream grinding where I am now. Paralyze it. I feel like Body Slam is just always paralyzing. It's kind of ridiculous. I ain't gonna complain about it. It is merely an observation. I'm gonna say that, and now it's not gonna paralyze. I probably wasn't. It paralyzed again! It's so fast! That isn't a 100% chance to paralyze, right? I think it's like a 30% chance? Which, granted, is still pretty high for a status move. Oh hey, it didn't paralyze. Gonna Hyper Potion up Yasqueen. Gonna remember to switch to Lemieux first. So hopefully this cheesy-ass Gengar won't be so much of a problem for me now. I'm faster than it now, so that's good. I think it's still able to... Oh my god, come on. I was trying to say, I think it's still able to substitute. It might have just enough health to do that. I probably should have used Thunderbolt and saved the Psychic. I can use it here. Ideally that kills? Well, now I'm just sad. Haunter should be... Oh my gosh, are you freaking serious? I'm like just out of one-shot range. Okay. That should hopefully help. Should definitely be a two-shot on this Gengar. I was gonna say, unless he puts me to sleep, in which case we're gonna be here a little longer. But yeah, definitely a two-shot. Tried to go for the Dream Eater, didn't work out. Make me waste my Thunderbolts. What's up, Grub? How it be? It's your first time on stream, what's going on? Hopefully, you know, we got the Grub energy now. You're bringing in that good energy. We're gonna win this fight. I would say this one's for you, but I don't want to say that and then lose. Okay. You lose, we blame Agatha. I like that plan. Yeah, if we win, it's all the Grub energy. If we win, the win is dedicated to you. If we lose, it's attributed to Agatha. Oh, you would. You would. You would make me waste more Thunderbolts. Oh, you would. Oh, you would Hyper Beam me and get a crit, wouldn't you? Oh, you would. I'm just gonna keep Blizzarding. I've got the Elixir, so we don't have some damn lady degrading us in the process. Could you imagine if every time I missed an upload, Agatha was just there, just haunting me with her Gengar? I'm just gonna keep Blizzarding. I've got the Elixir, which is like, what better time to use it than now? Alright, and now we just have the Dragonite. I have two Blizzards. Yeah, the cringe trade, with like the Gengar eyes behind her. That would be really creepy in a very cringy way, I do have to say. Okay, we're past Lance, better than last time. This is why it's important to have Ice-type moves. Ice-type Pokemon, not so great. Ice-type moves, top tier. And the Mewtwo behind the Gengar. There's layers. It's like there's me playing my game, then there's Agatha behind me, then there's Gengar behind her. They're both trying to intimidate me, and then Mewtwo's behind both of them. I got the titty guardian angel. Okay. I'm gonna lead with Yas Queen. I don't know why, I just feel like she's the safe choice. Mmm. 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 Okay. Everything is fine. This is why we revived more Pokemon to be able to sack during the battle. Alakazam. I mean, I feel like just Mew, right? Hyper Potion on Yasqueen. Slay. Alright, you know what? If you're gonna give it to me, like, Tutu Bear is gonna do as much as he can. Okay, yeah, if it keeps spamming Recover, some of the Pokemon literally could not even be nicknamed with their own species. Is that true? Are there just some Pokemon where if you try to nickname their species, like newer games just don't allow it? Hmm. I was about to say, what's wrong with Coffet Egregious? And then I took 2 seconds to look at it, and I went, yep, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Could you not? Bro, it is one... Alright, well now it's 2 accuracy dips. This degenerate ass move. Let's try Tutu Bear again. Alright. I was gonna say, if he just tries, you know, whatever, maybe I can get some double teams set up. Clearly that ain't happening. So we're just gonna have to hope that we can strength them down. Anything that isn't recover is fine. You have got to be kidding me. That's out of the way. Executor. We're going to switch to Hodish. Is Ice super effective against Grass? Am I remembering that correctly? It is? Okay. Now, how long can Hodish last against this Executor? Can I get the Poison Powder off? Let's find out. Is it just gonna keep using hypnosis because it's a psychic type move? Oh boy, we're gonna be here a minute, aren't we? Okay. Okay, we got the poison. We got the poison. We got the poison, though. Can Hodish do it? Will it keep trying to hypnosis if I'm asleep, or is the AI slightly smarter than that in yellow? I'm gonna keep fluting. I know we're probably gonna be here a minute, but I feel like this will work out in the long run. I know that generally the AI in Gen 1 is pretty dumb, but I feel like in yellow, they're at least smart enough to not try to, like, put you to sleep again if you're already asleep. I could be wrong on that. I guess let's try it. I'm imagining Blue staring at you in abject horror as it turns into the dumbest Pokemon now. Then he should use literally any other move. Just they're blasting away on the flute furiously to keep my Pokemon awake. While it slowly dies to poison. What's the accuracy on Hypnosis? Like 75 or something? We're almost halfway there. You know what really sucks is I know this guy, I know his bitch ass is Hyper Potions. The one advantage of Gen 1 enemies not having PP for their moves is that strategies like this are possible. This is dumb. I cannot believe this is working. Oh my god. It's got like 1 HP left. Oh my god. AI abuse for the win. He kept trying to use a psychic type move. That was beautiful. That was truly beautiful. You just took a lot of naps. He kept getting knocked out and then abruptly woken up and then knocked back out and woken up. Like, honestly, Hodish just might have brain damage. I am just letting Hodish go down. Now the question is, Mew or Yas Queen? Or I could try to dig. Dig in a hole. Diggy diggy hole. How much will that do? Oh! Oh, he's got a full restore. Oh. It didn't kill. And that was a crit. Swift hits dig. Yeah, Swift just straight up doesn't miss, like, no matter what. If you're underground or if you're in the air, Swift will just hit. You did good, JJ. You did good. Let's do Lemyo. And let's go for strength. Nice. Alright, easy 2-shot. Just don't die or freeze to the Aurora Beam. We've done it! We've beat the Elite Four in 2 tries, just like in Red. Grub, this win is dedicated to you, despite all of Agatha's trickery. And now we get to watch Professor Oak shit all over his grandson. And I'm very happy that we were able to do that without having to bust out Titty. That was the supreme goal. GG's all around. I'd say no re, but I'll be back many times to grind. But we were able to do it with just the team, which would be slower for the overall challenge, but you know, you gotta have fun while you're doing the challenge. This would be very boring if I just, like, kept trading in all of the most powerful Pokemon to breeze through everything. Mewtwo slinks back into his corner, awaiting his moment to show the world how strong his trainer really is. He gives an approving nod, knowing that I had the strength to do it on my own. Sorry we couldn't make you a Pidgeot, D. It just wasn't in the cards. This was really like a Mew Nidoqueen run, with a slight assist from Oddish. Alright. I think we're gonna say farewell to Tutu Bear. Bear in a Tutu, if you're out there. This was my tribute to you for your help at the very beginning of this challenge, all those years ago. Unfortunately, the Pokemon that I named after you was ass. I think I just got, like, really dicked over on the stats for it. I have to ask, Grub, are you still here? Because it is your first time on stream, and I like everybody to have a place in the living decks. I don't know if the Game Boy was your first or the PS2, pretty much had them at the same time. Technically, the Sega Genesis was mine and my brother's first console. I don't remember where we got the Sega Genesis from. I just remember that we had one, and all we had was Sonic the Hedgehog and one controller. Like, it's not like we went to the store and bought a Sega Genesis. We just suddenly had one. And I never really understood where it came from. I know that my grandma inherited her parents' property and that she had rented it out. Sometimes people would just like trash the place and then leave it, and my grandma couldn't do a whole lot because there weren't ever any contracts or anything, which wasn't too smart on her part. But I think that maybe like one time the people that had rented it had left their Sega Genesis, and my grandma was pretty much just like, guess it's ours now. So we had a Sega Genesis with just Sonic the Hedgehog and one controller. And that was technically the first console that me and my brother had. But I consider the Game Boy Advance to be my first console. And the story of it is really great. So we were walking the dog one fateful Midwest winter evening. Snow covered the ground. And we like walked our dog to a park that was just a couple of blocks away, let her play in the park for a bit, and then walk home. And there was one day we were walking her there, and she was just like adamantly digging at something in the snow. And my mom was concerned that it was like there was like a dead squirrel or something that she was just like digging into. And obviously you want to put a stop to that because you don't want to bring that back in your house, you know? So she had gone over to see what she was like sniffing at and digging, and wouldn't you know it, it was a Game Boy Advance, just chilling there in the snow with Hey Arnold's, and I, being the good little boy that I was like, oh, how do we return this? And my mom was like, I am not going through the effort of trying to figure out who this belonged to get it back to them. And I was like, oh, so what do we do with it? And she was like, I guess it's yours now. And that's how I got my first Game Boy Advance. Like, aside from that Sega Genesis, we never really, like, had video games, except for a handful of PC games that my grandpa would get for us. That was, like, the first time my mom just let me keep a video game, and then that weekend, because I was such a good boy, and this was actually an accomplishment when I was a kid, because me and my brother got into fights all the time. So my mom would reward us for being good children, which is how we didn't fight as much as we probably could have. I was a good boy that week, so we went to Toys R Us, and she got me a charger and some movie cartridges. Thought they were games, but they were movies. So I had Shrek, Shark Tales, a couple episodes of Kids Next Door, a couple episodes of Super Monkey. What was it? Super Monkey. God, what was the name of that show? Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. That was the show. I had a couple episodes of that, and I had a couple episodes of Pokemon on video cartridges. And then it took a long time before I got any more actual games because my mom had just bought those for me. And it's not like she was gonna be like, oh, whoops, these were videos. All right, let's just go get some more. It's like, no, that shit costs money. So I had Hey Arnold to play and a couple of videos that I could watch on the go. This was before smartphones, so it was pretty great to, even though it was the same 2 episodes of Pokemon all the time, it was cool to just like bust out my Game Boy and watch Pokemon in the car. But yeah, then eventually I started getting Pokemon games, and yeah. That's the story of my first console. Anyway, oh my god. I should have brought some repels. I was kind of thinking, like, if I bring Titty, I'm guaranteed to be able to run from everything. just running from everything ain't enough. Like, I just don't want to be encountering anything. We can do it. We are almost there. I can feel it. I can feel it deep within myself. In my plums. Probably, like, all the way on the other side of the cave. I understand why. But why? We gotta be getting close, right? Like, Mewtwo's gotta be, like, just right over there. I got Pokemon Ruby because your uncle's wife had some Game Boy games someone gave her, and then when she played Ruby, she didn't understand what to do. It's like, this game sucks. To be fair, so Sapphire was my first game. I didn't understand. Like, there was a point where in, I believe it's Slateport, you need to get into the museum, but Team Aqua is like standing in line trying to get into the museum or something. I didn't understand what to do to make them go away. Yeah, I didn't understand how video games worked, you know. I was just a dumb kid. I was like, "Oh, I have to wait my turn, I guess." So I would leave my game on and running like while I was at school, waiting for them to go into the museum. The time you didn't know any English. That would make it hard. That would in fact make it a little difficult to play games. You know, I read a story somewhere about people complaining that like when Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out, that people, mostly like, you know, returning players who had been playing for years or whatever, would be complaining that the games were too easy and handholdy, which, like, they probably were. It was very explicit on where you had to go. I was constantly over-leveled for everything, as I'm sure most people were. Um, there was basically no challenge to the game. Like, I played Let's Go Eevee using literally only Eevee. It was level 100 by the time I got to the Elite Four, and all of the moves that it could learn were just, like, coverage for everything. It was a different experience, but the point I'm getting to is that, like, for all the people who were like, this game is way too easy and handholdy and it presents no challenge, I saw stories of people who, yeah, the Pikachu and Eevee were broken. Eevee especially, because it could learn a move of every type of its evolutions, and you could keep swapping them out however you wanted. So when I went into the Elite Four, I literally like looked at the whole Elite Four team and was like, all right, these four moves give me my absolute coverage. But I saw stories of people who would be like showing their children or like young cousins or whatever to play the games, and they wouldn't know what to do because their reading comprehension was bad or their attention span was so short that they didn't even bother to read what to do, so they would just get lost. Like, it is kind of crazy to be like, when you play a Pokemon game thinking like, oh yeah, this is easy, it doesn't present a challenge anymore or whatever. Yeah, we got to Mewtwo. It's Mewtwo versus Mewtwo, except there's actually no battle happening. Woo! But it's crazy to think like how us old people in our 20s think of these Pokemon games these days as having no challenge, but just it being like, if you don't understand what's going on, which is like, these games are still aimed at children who probably don't know what's going on, how easy it is to get lost in the games. Anyway, we got Mewtwo for Pokemon Yellow. So now I need names. Grub, if you're still in the chat, this is your first stream and you have not named anybody. So it can go to you, but I haven't seen you active in a bit. So if Orchard or Show got a name, it can go to one of you. What are we naming this Mewtwo? In the meantime, I would once again like to ask everybody to stay hydrated. Saturn, Houdini, with the question mark, Mew 3. We got some good names. Just have a Mew, Mewtwo, and Mew 3. And a Mew.5. This was a joke from Pokemon Red I only remember because as far back as Pokemon Red was, I had just edited those streams within the past couple of months, but the Mankey sprite The updates. I like the updates. The old Mankey sprite kind of looked like a weird Mew. Magic Mike, main. Alright, Grub is still here, so Grub is gonna get the name. So Grub, you have 1, 2, 3, 10. There's only 10 characters available. So we could just do Magic Mike. Oh, maybe. Yeah, we'll do Magic Mike. Just for you, Grub. Glad that you're still here. Everybody gets a spot in the decks. Alright. There it is. Magic Mike. The Mewtwo. Like, that's so hung, it comes out the back. Everybody knows that the tail is actually Mewtwo's large, long. I have to remember the update, though. I do like that name for Mewtwo. So maybe the blue Mewtwo will be the update. Or maybe that can be the name of one of the Mews that goes over to Gen 3. I have no escape routes. Oh, I have Dig, though. I'll be fine. Alright. What a stream. What a stream. But that is... I think I'm gonna end it there. I simply must. Got through the Elite Four, got us the Mewtwo. Those were the 2 goals I set out to do for the stream, and those are the 2 things we did. Can you give the bird a rare candy now? You know what? You know what? You know what? I will allow that for this on-stream use of allowing the D to be a Pidgeot. I will allow it. I'm sorry you weren't in the Hall of Fame as a Pidgeot, but there we are. There it is, bird. Just the D. I think it's actually time to end the stream. So, thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you, Grub, for your first time on stream. It was a lot of fun having you. Thank you, Orchard and Show, for returning. Thank you all for being here to finish the story of Yellow with me. I'll catch you all in the next video.